Alright guys, per usual, checking all the audio settings, make sure we're good. Always gotta double check. Sometimes we get updates with OBS. YouTube sometimes gives us some trouble, but just making sure everything's all good. Cool. Awesome. Good stuff, guys. Hope everyone has been doing well. Happy Thursday. I know today is a bit of an emotional day. It's a very, very red day today, but I'm gonna provide some information that'll show you guys not to fear. Completely normal. We're gonna go over some technicals and some other data today. Got some light readings and kind of just give some words of comfort and some statistics of comfort along those senses. So just double checking. We'll get started here just in a second. Started a little bit early today. Got a little bit of a staggered day today. Got some meetings and stuff. I had to move you guys up just for a little bit. Not our normal time. But if you guys want to get notified for YouTube, just turn on the bell notifications and you'll get notified every time I go live, like right then and there. So, if you want to watch me live, but these recordings usually work out just fine for, majority of you guys, because I know you guys work and, you guys got other stuff going on and sit in the computer all day. So, awesome. Alrighty, guys. I think we are totally good. Let's hop into our agenda real quick today, guys, and see what we are going to be covering. Today's Thursday, March 25th. Another great day in the markets. Very red day, but we're going to show exactly how things are going to be good in our favor. So today, guys, we're going to cover Mark Cuban's NFT gallery, what he's putting together for some NFT artists, and his own personal collections, and kind of how he's going to be working with that further. We talk about Mark Cuban a lot, day in and day out, because he's just so involved in the space, and he's one of the bigger equity players that we have that is very, very entrepreneurial, dive deep in the crypto space, and he's here to support us, 10 toes down. So we're gonna be covering his platform a little bit and see how he's helping artists and just kind of just NFTs in general, which I think is phenomenal. We're gonna also be covering from yesterday, Tesla's buy with being able to purchase your Tesla with Bitcoin, which is very interesting. But there are some small things, not really concerns, I'd say, but kind of just thoughts. About that. So we're going to cover that as well shortly. New NFT platform returns power to anonymous photographers. So we're talking more about NFTs. I found this cool, as a photographer myself and just artist myself. I think just the whole NFT space is amazing. And I think the whole ideal of, giving back to the artist and having people, judge your work, not only for what you think it's worth, but, what other people think it's worth. Because I've seen, pictures and graphic designs that I've been like, wow, like I would purchase that for a tremendous amount of money because it either, affects me, in the ethos way, emotion, or, I just really like the piece, it really just depends on you as a person. So, also we're gonna be going over the technicals. Don't want you guys to be freaking out right now. It's looking very, very bad. Don't get me wrong. These are days that, you look at, you're like, oof, like it's a big punch in the gut, but we're gonna be going over some analysis just in a second about how, this is gonna be playing out exactly. And, why this is kind of just reaccumulation time. And this is kind of, if you have the room right now, this is kind of the time you should be purchasing, at these lower prices, be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. So absolutely. And then we might cover this ending topic right here, guys. It had to do with Bitcoin and Anthony Pompeo. I think that's how you say. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not very good with last names, but we might go over that. But I didn't. It was kind of on the fence. I was reading it. I didn't think it was crazy important just because the deal was not finalized just yet. So. Alrighty, guys. Well, hopping into the first article, we also got some video readings as well, or not video readings, just some videos to watch in general. Going into the first news article, billionaire Mark Cuban is building a digital asset art gallery for NFTs. The quick take: billionaire entrepreneur Mark Cuban is building a new online gallery to display non-fungible tokens in any form. He told the block, that's what they call the site. The platform will allow users to display their digital art collectibles in one place, as well as share their collections on social media platforms. So the best way I can really compare this to is really just Twitter, any sort of massive social media platform, Reddit, anything along those terms. That is kind of just the best way I see it. The new project, dubbed lazy.com, is effectively an art gallery for artworks, Cuban said. I have not checked out this website. I'm definitely gonna do some more research in the back and see kind of what this is exactly about. But just from my glance take and what I read from the article, that Mark Cuban is really kind of just getting in the midst and really putting his own equity first on the market, to kind of expose other artists and make this as easy and user friendly as possible. That's kind of just what I'm really seeing and what I read from this is that, he's working overtime. He sees the market, he sees the NFT worth, he sees the Ethereum worth. NFTs are ran on the Ethereum network. That's how, they are processed. So, when you hear NFT, you should be kind of correlating NFT, with Ethereum. I know Ethereum's performance has been very, very shallow and not up to par with what everyone has been kind of expecting. But, there are other things going on with Ethereum that are being worked out, and in the long term, short and medium long term, will work out okay. But I think this is super awesome on Mark Cuban's part. Really going into diving deep into getting these NFTs listed, and kind of getting artists exposed, kind of to truly what it should be in the artist world. Not saying every art piece is going to sell for millions of dollars, but in the fact of just from an artist standpoint, from me being photographer, videographer, and graphic designer, the hardest thing about being an artist, and this is the majority in the arts field, is that people usually don't charge from their services as a creative what it's really worth. So it's hard to compare media prices from a retail consumer's point, saying why is my photo shoot $500, or why is my music video $1,500 or $2,000? It breaks down into the smaller scales of not only just my skills experience, but my gear, editing software. Most editing softwares are not all one-time purchase; they're monthly purchases. Gear, camera, cinematography, film, all of those tools are very expensive. It's a very expensive startup, to get into some of these fields, and not everyone can do it. Not everyone can sit down and open Premiere and edit a music video and make it top tier. Not everyone can hop in and make a logo. Not everyone can do exactly what creatives do. So I see where Mark is coming from this point, and he's doing a really good job into how having the expression of this space moving forward, and how this is gonna not only help creatives but kind of just balance out the way that creatives and retail buyers and people kind of see each other and meet in the middle with a kind of price evaluation. So digging more into that, I really like the way how this is set up, and even at the bottom he quotes, the most powerful energy in the world is when multiple people come together for a like-minded idea. It's very easy to be on the same frequency, and we're seeing the magnitude right now, and he said artists want to know how to get in, and some of them on that positivity. Artists around the world are all frantically going over NFTs as they just want a kind of a slice of the pie, not only just for the money part, but I guess for the exposure. Definitely for the exposure part. You're getting a lot of attention as an NFT artist if you're doing very, very well right now. So definitely wanted to cover that just shortly. Love this article. I think that was very important for you guys to know exactly kind of where Mark Cuban is coming from, and how the NFT space is kind of forming. And then also hopping into make sure we're staying on track. Cool. Moving into the Tesla, buying BTC. So the cool thing about Elon doing this is not only is he accepting Bitcoin for payments, and there was some controversy about this because people were talking about, I pay you $30,000 in Bitcoin for this car, and then Bitcoin goes up to, let's say, $150,000, and then even next super cycle or next cycle, we're talking next 5 years, maybe Bitcoin being worth $500,000, maybe due to supply and demand, and then next thing your car is less than what it was, and now you paid $30K for a car when that $30K could have been like $200K, so that's where people's heads were at, that people don't spend their Bitcoin. They hold it. They hold their Bitcoin. They hold it as a hedge. They hold it as a store value. They keep it against events that are bad, such as black swan events and things that are gonna help them keep progressing their money forward. So that was kind of the big play that people were saying, is that no one's gonna pay with Bitcoin for their car. But that actually is not necessarily true, because you got newer people in the space who either may not understand that and just want to buy their Tesla with Bitcoin, and they don't really care, and that's fine. You got OG players, people who have been in the space for years, and were accumulating Bitcoin at like $100 and $10. So they might have a couple, and they don't really care that if they don't care about dropping one Bitcoin on a car. They could care less when they have 100 or 200, even 1,000. On that grand scale of things. But and the cool thing is, not only are they accepting the Bitcoin, they're not translating it back into US dollars. They're actually taking it and adding it to their balance sheet. And on top of that, they're actually not even just adding it to their balance sheet, they're actually running Bitcoin nodes. So that means they're also supporting, the Bitcoin network. So all that really means is Bitcoin nodes is that you have basically a hub. If you think about it like this, you have let me try to like draw it out, I guess. So you got the blockchain network, let's say like, oh my gosh, sorry for the drawing skills, layer 1, and then you would have like maybe a drawdown, right? And then you would have like little, I'm going to do these circle and they're going to be nodes. So we're going to draw nodes on those. And let's say, Elon is, let's put E up here. So Elon controls these nodes. And let's say when we pay, so I pay with B, these nodes, when I pay with this Bitcoin, is being distributed to these nodes, and then also being held to the balance sheet. So it's basically a way of you not just accepting the coin, it's showing that that they're showing support in the network. Kind of just the bottom line. But I know my visual learners kind of excuse my awful drawing skills, but I thought that might help kind of clear the air in that sense. But super supportive of what Elon's doing. I'm really waiting for this is when you can for your Tesla and your charging points, you can pay with Bitcoin for your charging. So like if you go out you go out and take your Tesla at like the mall, or like you go to dinner or something, and like you put it on the charging station. I should have done that before, that was really bad. But you go to the charging station and you pay per hour, per minute or whatever. But if you could pay that with Bitcoin, I think that's the next step. But I think that would be super cool also in the future if you're able to do that. So covering some small points, I'm pretty sure we covered most of it. But the move will see Tesla at its already sizable Bitcoin holding, which Musk revealed on February 8th. At the time, Tesla's trove value was $1.5 billion, and it's worth quite more now. We went over that. We knew Elon's initial purchase. I don't know if they covered the node section in this article, but I must have read that somewhere else. But it was 100% true. I think he came out and said that himself also. So nothing. Amazing work by him. That's phenomenal. We have support, guys. We have a massive amount of support. And let's see what else we were covering here. And then we're also going to go down to the new NFT platform, returns power to anonymity to photographers. I won't cover this too long just because it kind of covers the section of what kind of Mark is doing. But the new platform returns power to these photographers, through NFT work. And kind of just how it works is it's called unique photo, and the best way I can describe it is kind of just like Adobe stock, how you would upload your images or your files or your video, your stock video. And I do this too for passive income. I do it for Adobe. Is I'll take pictures of like a man walking, or like a tree, like a large tree, or like what else, like just stock video and photos that people use like in PowerPoints and other like business meetings and stuff like that. So us creatives, we can take pictures of those and do videos of those, like like a fly flying, and put those up there. And every time that we get a click or download from our particular image, we get a small commission payment out of that. I think it's nothing crazy. I think it's like $1 or $2, but of course, if you're getting like 100 downloads a day, or like 100 downloads an hour, like you're making like $100 an hour. So it's really hit or miss. It really is, because there's a lot of stock photos on the web. Like there are hundreds and thousands, and if not millions of them. So the likelihood sometimes of your stock getting chosen, your stock photo or video getting chosen, isn't always the best. So that was just kind of the background of kind of wanted to lay out there before I kind of hopped into this. And really just how it works is the founder, I'll just read off the middle section because I thought the section was good. The founders believe blockchain technology can solve some of the biggest problems that modern photographers face, facilitating peer-to-peer transactions and fairer terms of photographers who sell their work as NFTs, from receiving payment instantly and no longer having to wait for the periodic payments from traditional outlets. That is very much true. It can be very difficult sometimes, especially with clients. And this isn't for everybody. I don't speak for everybody, but definitely growing up and learning kind of how to do the business side and templates of video work, of either that be video, photography, graphic design. It can be very tedious and very hard to even accurately price your creative abilities from logo design. Just like I said earlier, most people don't charge the full amount of what their talents are actually worth, and that's not because they're trying to undercut competition. That's for the fact of that most people actually don't know how much to charge exactly. They don't even know their skills that are valuable enough that they should be charging more for. So the NFT space, I can collectively agree with myself, that provides not only the true knowledge for artists to understand their worth of their art, but also have other people judge through their own eyes the worth of their art. Because we've seen weeks and weeks and weeks that we've had NFT sales for millions of dollars. We've had NFTs sell for thousands of dollars. We've seen people buy NFTs for $20 and have them explode to a couple thousand, even a couple hundred. The value fluctuates. These are assets that people hold, and they will continue to hold. I know people that will hold their NFTs forever. Or it's what they see worth of value, and it's a collective agreement, between you, the artist, and I guess really the rest of the world. On how you value it. It's the same with the NBA Top Shot cards. You get an NFT Top Shot card. It's the same exact thing of you having a Kevin Garnett '05 actual physical card. It's the exact same thing. It's just we're transferring to that digital age, which I think is phenomenal. So it's a completely different way of how we're governing assets and the world of just art in general. And I like the way it is going. So it's a not a crazy lengthy article, but they cover just kind of the breakdown of the site, how it would work for creatives, how you would do it, how you get on there, sets up wallet addresses, user friendly environment. It's a very I haven't seen I haven't been to the site and seen it just yet. I don't think it's done yet. I don't think it's done for construction yet, but it sounds awesome, and I'm gonna be very excited to go check it out when the time comes. Absolutely. So we're gonna move on from that, guys. I just wanted to touch that on there, and any of you guys can do this too. Like any of you guys who have creative ability, like you don't have to be a 5-year graphic designer artist. Like I've seen people learn Blender in other programs like Photoshop and graphic design like relatively quickly. Like it didn't take me very long. I mean, granted, I was in high school, I've been doing this a while, but I've seen people go from no experience to like full-fledged 3D modeling, rendering. It's ridiculous. It really just depends how much time you want to really just spend into it and how how good you really want to get. So all right, so moving on to some technicals. We're gonna move down to not everything is all doom and gloom as it seems to be right now. Here, we can actually go back and check on the cryptocurrency overall chart. Wow, that is it's a lot of red, guys. It's a lot of red. It looks bad. It looks awful. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's not good right now. It's completely fine though, because we're gonna go over how this is gonna these are great buying opportunities. I see these days as accumulation days. You buy low, you sell high. You sell on green days and you buy on red days. It's 100%. And some people kind of get that mixed up. Sometimes, and I know it depends on your entry point as well, because I know it's different for everybody. Those who bought in recently, past couple of weeks, for Bitcoin, even Ethereum, I do feel somewhat awful, because this isn't usually Ethereum's performance, and it's probably a bit frustrating for these coming weeks. If you bought in about 1,400 or even higher than that, it's a very tough time right now. You're either bouncing between breaking even or you're down somewhat, but the longer term is definitely in mind. And if you go back and look at we'll if we need to, we'll cover the trading view chart, and you can see Ethereum's up. We were just in October, guys. Ethereum was worth $200, if that, maybe 300, I believe, if I remember correctly. So that's a lot of percentage gain that we've had in a short period of time. So hopping into the 3 reasons, or just the BTC trading underview as well, kind of just going over where we are right now in the technicals. The futures of premiums remain bullish. It's still a bullish scenario that we're in right now. People are actually accumulating more. This is the most accumulation that we've had in the past 3 months than we've had, I believe, in the past. Yeah, actually over in the past 3 months. We're going through the option skews. There are so many just different things that kind of just play a role within BTC's price action. You have futures. You got leverage trades that expire. Kind of just touch on that exactly is what I mean by futures and options expiring. And we've talked about this before, guys. Is that people you can do this too. You can trade on leverage, so you can take $1,000 times that by 2 or by 4, even by 10, and have funds to you that you technically don't have, and you can bet on the market. Kind of an educated way of gambling is what I put it. And you can have these price targets for Bitcoin, 60, 65k, 70k, 100k, etc. And you can put bets that Bitcoin will hit that price by that certain expiration date, and you can 5x, 10x, 15x, 20x your money, taking that risk. High risk, high reward. Absolutely. You can easily get liquidated and lose all of that, but you can, of course, the possibilities are endless. It's that risk tolerance ratio. It's a risk tolerance. It is true risk tolerance. You do what you can lose, and some people have more to lose, some people don't have as much to lose. So that plays a huge role in sometimes BTC's performance is liquidations and people not meeting their targets for their trades, especially if they're on leverage trading, because that can be a good amount of money from individuals. So, but other than that, the BTC technicals are looking actually as crazy as it sounds. With all this red, the BTC technicals are looking phenomenal. We can cover easily. On the very beginning of March 22nd, the United States Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell stated that Bitcoin was too volatile, backed by nothing, and more than asset speculation curiosity. On the same day, BTC lost 56k. BTC lost its 60k support, which eventually became resistance. Traders worried that the pump might not be news driven, and the downtrend saw move prevail all through the possible derivatives indicators. It seemed bearish, but it's not. It's really not at all. And we're also going to move on to another article that's going to kind of explain further how it's not. That was just kind of the light data analysis from the retail traders. Even right here, we were just talking about futures. Retail traders are not buying the high futures for right now. But I just wanted to bring that up beforehand, that sometimes possibly plays a role in BTC's price. So I got a quick clip for us. We'll go over that in just a sec. Just like I said earlier, 2 minutes ago, long-term holders keep accumulating Bitcoin and there we go. I don't know why I paused there for a second. I'm just blanked out for a second. But yeah, here we're gonna play this short clip, and we are going to see what they have to say for the week review.
Where there was just so much that happened, and honestly, Bitcoin is basically exactly where it was about this time last week, about 58,000. There's been, lots of price predictions. There was a 175,000 price prediction, $115,000 price prediction. There was kind of a negative note out from Bank of America, a positive note from Morgan Stanley, and then of course we had this Federal Reserve meeting, which was pretty dovish, should have been good for Bitcoin, didn't do much. So it just was like a lot of stuff happened, and the market's just kind of choppy.
Right. I saw that, Bitcoin yesterday went topping over 60,000. Now it's kind of, people are taking profit at 58,000. Did you see the underlying metrics?
Bitcoin is double this year, and what you could say is it's not falling from these levels. It keeps trying to push past that $60,000 mark. It doesn't seem inclined to go below, 55,000 or so. And so, especially compared with traditional markets, which are kind of like stocks are kind of flat from the year. Bitcoin is holding these gains. You could definitely say that. But yeah, it's sort of struggling to push past that $60,000 mark.
All right. Galen, Morgan Stanley will reportedly offer its wealthy clients exposure to Bitcoin funds due to strong demand, according to the CNBC report. High-end clients will have the option to access 3 funds that enable Bitcoin ownership. This is a major U.S. bank that's offering such services.
Perfect. We're gonna stop there, guys. Just because I kind of wanted to give that 2-minute, intro to what, how the experts are seeing it, at least from CoinDesk. And we already knew Morgan Stanley was already on the way. We knew that their clients were already wanting this. They've been wanting this for a while. And Morgan Stanley, of course, wasn't too late to the party, but they were trying their best during that time to make sure their clients are going to be able to get this in a timely fashion and in a responsible fashion. So. Phenomenal. Even better news. There's no reason to panic. If you are, just turn off the phone. Get out the portfolio, get outside. Do some other things. Because these shouldn't even concern you. Long-term holders they're still accumulating. People are holding strong. People are really holding strong, and we as retail people, retail investors are going to be the most prone to being shaken out, very easily. The big players, they don't worry about this type of stuff. Even the longer term holders and people who understand, I guess, the longer term game aren't even they're not phased. Me personally, I don't flinch, on days like this, because I've been fortunate enough to be in this little while, and I've been a lot through worse. There have been some worse times. I've been there for 35, 40, I was there for 50 to 65% corrections. Now those days are very, very rare, but when I try to stay, very neutral, not neutral. I share my opinions and I share, my stance, but I will never, get over, crazy for you guys and, throw out crazy predictions. I always try to back up my reasonings with facts and show you that, either that's analytics, data, readings. No one knows the future for sure, but you can definitely, like I said, you can, there are there's information and tools that you can use that can change, your 50-50, gamble or, your thought process and turn that into an 80-20 or even a 60-40. There are ways that you can, really leverage, your thoughts process and, even somewhat, kind of tell or anticipate. You can anticipate, what is possibly going to happen in the near future. So definitely want to cover that. Long-term holders are accumulating, really not stressing. We could definitely just move forward from that and kind of just, keep stacking, absolutely. So this was honestly probably my favorite readings of the day, and we're actually about to wrap up here pretty soon. Like I said, guys, we are definitely, we're working on crunching things down. I feel like I was rambling too much in the upcoming weeks. And I think these shorter, 30-minute, half an hour clips are, working out a lot better for you guys. I think you guys are liking them a lot more. So that's a huge plus. I'm super glad you guys are liking those and they're working out better for you guys. And along with the, updated patrons posts and stuff like that. So, going to the crypto exchange, FTX bags in Miami Heat Stadium rights for $135 million. So this is honestly, like, I really enjoyed this for a number of reasons. So, Palpinino, FTX. So the Miami Heat, as you guys already know, we talked about this weeks ago. Miami, currently Bitcoin hub of the Bitcoin city hub of the USA, of the country. It is innovative. That is where things are being done. People are going to Miami. People always go to Miami. Miami's awesome. People love it, and they're gonna love it even more now that the fact that it's being integrated so heavily. So what FTX is doing now is that where they're heading is the NBA. As we already know, we already had the NFT Top Shots. Happen with the NBA. NFL even had it. Gronkowski, we covered that as well. That's in the Patron. NHL, we talked about Montreal, the Canadians, and the way that they're doing their Top Shot and their sponsorships with cryptocurrency and kind of how they're working, with their trading cards or whatever each league is going to be doing or how they want to respect it. But this one right here is by far probably one of the cherry on top. So FTX officially, they are now working, with the Miami Heat. Stadium holders, and they're trying to figure out a deal and kind of somewhat of a way of sponsorship, either having their logo in the middle or kind of have you see it on the boards of the NHL, you see it in the logos in the sides and corners of the NBA courts, and you see advertisements everywhere, whether that be billboards on the court, in the seats, off the seat, like anywhere within there's high foot traffic. You're gonna try to squeeze in your company or your brand to bring that traffic. So what they're doing here is that they're trying to push for trying to have this logo possibly in the center, in the center or on the side somewhere that is going to be massively pushing advertisements. And they even quoted, it is a chance to prove the value to the growing and diverse community in Miami and surrounding the cities, as well as a joint of championship community, a championship organization, and a championship culture. Like Miami basketball. I mean, Miami overall, the sport, sports in general, they're not a bad state. They usually have good hockey. Tampa Bay Lightning. They usually have good basketball. The Heat at one point were dominant. They were complete domination. Let's see what else. Yeah, they just got NFL. The Buccaneers. They literally just won the Super Bowl. So this is a great move. This is a great financial and innovative move as how they went about this. You got a city that's already incorporating cryptocurrency. You have a city that is already heavy in foot traffic for other reasons, whether that be for tourist attraction, luxury living. Very high net worth individuals already live in Miami. There's just already so much going on in Miami, and this is definitely just the cherry on top for how they can further even bring more foot traffic and kind of spread that wildfire. Kind of the best way I could put it, and kind of just show that, hey, we're doing this, we don't care, this is how we're gonna run our city. It's working out great for us. Our people are happy. We're driving more foot traffic than ever. We have more money on the balance sheets to either upgrade our schools or our communities. It's gonna show a lot of positives. Deeper than just having the advertisement for the crypto exchange or kind of just getting the word out there. It's going to show a whole different way of how this is going to be, how this can govern cities and really just kind of bring a huge benefit to moving forward into kind of the way that people are thinking now and how they want to govern their finance. So this is by far the best reading of the day for me. $135 million for stadium rights, pretty much, and that is that's a great amount of money, but you could definitely see how the ROI on that could definitely be doubled, if not quadrupled, if not 10x, I believe. With that type of foot traffic and advertisement, I can imagine turning on a Heat game or any sort of NBA or any sort of national televised major league game and seeing Coinbase sticker on the side of even whether that be on jerseys, on the bench, on the side, or even seeing a Solidity advertisement or an Ethereum advertisement like that right there. Like, I would have never thought that like it all a year ago or 2 years ago. There's no, it is crazy how fast we truly are moving in the space of crypto every day. So that makes me really excited. Super happy about that. And, moving forward, kind of some extra words of encouragement before we kind of wrap up here. Kind of wanted to hop over to the rainbow chart, kind of just give the idea of this. So I have this posted on the Patreon. We've talked about this so many times. And the rainbow chart, basically all it is, it's a live chart kind of BTC's having some analytics, some serious hard analytics, some mathematical trends. The rainbow chart kind of indicates, overbought territories, how the halvening works, the pushing of supply versus demand. Even here, this is posted in the Patreon as well. It's under week 1. Let's see, it's literally under. Let's show you guys where it's at. It's literally under week 1, and then you go to scroll down right here, and then it was posted on February 17th. So going back to here, it just goes over some hard analytics and kind of just explains what's going on with prices, overbought, undervalued, in the middle. Kind of just giving some emotional standpoint as kind of how people are judging these cycles, as this is still fairly new. But as you can tell right here, we're at a smooth, we're at a nice 51, and that's kind of, is this a bubble territory? We were a little bit higher than that at one point. We were 61, and we haven't even touched the FOMO intensifies yet. That's where you hit those targets. If we remember, let's see, not too long ago where we were, we touched that just shortly. Before that at 55K, and then I think that's when we had our 33 to 35% correction, and then that's when we rallied up and then had our nice touch to like 61, I believe. Yeah, somewhere around there. I know this chart isn't, it's kind of a little, it's not all the way zoomed in, but definitely try my best there. But view this chart kind of, if you're having any like emotional, unstable, thinking about this. I view this chart a lot. Whoops, we are zooming in too much. I view this chart a ton. It really helps a lot with kind of understanding, the long-term game and kind of just how the market cycles are, going to be going, moving forward. This is still new. We're also learning, but like I said, there are educational resources that you can do, and you can achieve and help you kind of understand, these cycles a little bit better and kind of get that stress off just a little bit. But alrighty guys, I think that is pretty much it for the day. We're gonna wrap up here. I will have some readings posted on the Patreon like usual. Enjoy the weekend. Text, or I'm sorry, not even text, message if you need anything. Any questions you guys have. I always love answering your guys' questions, and I will definitely see you guys on Tuesday. Might have a surprise live stream maybe over the weekend, maybe something like that. If the market starts to turn around or anything like that, we'll definitely hop on and kind of view some technicals and kind of see where we're going, and we'll keep you updated with the game plan. Alrighty guys, thanks so much, appreciate it. You guys stay safe.